Hi guys, what's up? It's your boy Crypto Marco yet again with another awesome video on the topic of cryptocurrencies and what's going on with Cardano. So as you can see, Cardano has been going crazy over the last few days, and in this video I want to talk about Cardano, what the long-term potential of Cardano is, how it can develop, what Cardano is doing currently, and most importantly, of course, should you invest in Cardano? So that is the question. But before we get into the video, I just wanted to say thank you very much for everybody commenting, everybody liking and subscribing to my channel. If you subscribe to the channel, make sure to hit the notification bell to get notified every time I upload a video. So I would say let's get into it. So Cardano is basically a blockchain protocol, and many people consider it to be a kind of Ethereum killer, but we're gonna get into more detail later. So as you can see, since the pretty much 1st of October when Cardano was launched, it has been around like 2 cents, not a lot going on. Then all of a sudden Cardano soared around the 23rd of November. I made a video on Cardano, so go ahead and check it out. But nobody pretty much knows what happened and why Cardano all of a sudden soared, and now we see this huge increase. I assume due to more interest in altcoins and, the Bitcoin buzz just kind of cooling off, and people want to, people get more and more experience in the market and they see the potential of other blockchain technologies. So obviously they want to get a piece of the cake. And as you're going to see later, Cardano is a pretty smart investment in my opinion, but this is just my personal opinion and I'm not a financial advisor and I'm talking way too fast. So let's relax a little bit. Where can you buy Cardano? You can buy it at Bittrex, Binance, and this here is some Korean stuff. So probably you're gonna buy it at Binance or Bittrex. If you are more interested in the function of Cardano, I highly recommend the whiteboard with Charles Hoskinson video. Charles Hoskinson is the CEO of Cardano, but he also was at Ethereum when Ethereum was pretty much unheard of, when one Ethereum was worth like a fraction of a cent. How much was Ethereum worth when Charles Hoskinson was on board? So he was, I think he was at Ethereum like 2012 or 2013, and then he left and started Input Output Hong Kong, also known as IOHK, and if a company is able to do something amazing as this, like I could do this the whole day, then pretty much sky's the limit. So I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding, of course. Except from Charles Hoskinson, in my opinion, the rest of the team of Cardano is also very promising. Many people don't look into the team when they're investing into cryptocurrencies, but in my opinion, that's really important to look into who is, managing the project you're investing your hard-earned dollars in. And you can see that there's obviously Charles Hoskinson. Then there are professors from Edinburgh, from all kinds of prestigious universities, Oxford, and a lot of professors, a lot of PhDs. So a lot of brain power in this team, and all around, like just a huge team around Cardano. They have an own team just for the wallet, for example. So, and they have an own filmmaker. So you can see that Cardano is pretty serious. And when we click on the philosophy, you'll see a little mission statement of Cardano. So Cardano is a project that began in an effort to change the way of cryptocurrencies are designed and developed. The overall focus beyond a particular set of innovations is to provide a more balanced and sustainable ecosystem that better accounts for the needs of its users as well as other systems seeking integration. In the spirit of many open source projects, Cardano did not begin with a comprehensive roadmap or even an authoritative white paper. Rather, it embraced a collection of design principles, engineering best practices, and avenues for exploration. These include the following: separation of accounting and compilation into different layers, implementation of core components in highly modular functional code, small group of academics and developers competing with peer-reviewed research. So if you went to university, you're probably familiar with the term peer-reviewed. Basically, when scientists or experts from a certain academic field look into a certain paper and give it their evaluation, that's pretty much called a peer review. So peer-reviewed magazines, for example, when some of your work gets published in a peer-reviewed magazine, that's like already a huge and prestigious success for you. So Cardano is among the white papers pretty much the nerdiest one, which is definitely not a bad thing. You can definitely take a look at the white paper, and you're going to see that it's very scientifically and mathematically distributed. So a lot of complicated formulas in the white paper that I don't understand, but it's probably smarter if you're not a badass in math to take a look at the white paper explanation of Charles Hoskinson. Highly recommended, as I said earlier. And what Cardano does, basically, as I said earlier, Cardano wants to be a form of better Ethereum, so a little better smart contract. So if you're unfamiliar with smart contracts, Ethereum is known for the smart contract. So blockchain is the first generation of Bitcoin, and Ethereum is the second generation with the implementation of smart contracts. And basically, smart contracts are a if XYZ, then XYZ function. So if a certain event happens, then a certain reaction gets triggered. And this sounds very, theoretical and uninteresting. But imagine, for example, how much value that could have one day when certain jobs are just unnecessary anymore. When so many people so many jobs where we need a middleman just to do some annoying paperwork just get cut off because smart contracts are replacing them. So a lot of extremely interesting possibilities with the Ethereum network. And one of the problems that Ethereum currently has that you just have to admit is the transaction speed, because while with 20 transactions per second, Ethereum is faster than Bitcoin, it just pales compared to Ripple, for example, which has an ETS, estimated transactions per second, EPS. And that's a big problem for Ethereum, because maybe you're familiar with CryptoKitties. CryptoKitties pretty much clogged the Ethereum network, and that's something unacceptable for a technology that's supposed to bring that much value to everybody. But Ethereum is still in its infancy, and even the CEO of Ethereum, Vitalik Buterin, said that Ethereum still has a long way to go. And he also admitted that right now Ethereum is as fast as a smartphone from 1999, although there were no smartphones in 1999, so he was probably referring to one of these old ass Nokia phones with, like a display where you can count the pixels and the good old times. Anyway, so Cardano tries to upgrade the smart contract function, and Cardano is also known as the Asian Ethereum because 95% of the money that for the Cardano ICO came from Asia, which is interesting. And Cardano wants to be more transparent than other cryptocurrencies. So with more and more interest shown in cryptocurrencies, more politicians want to regulate Bitcoin. So while that's not in the interests of many people who support the blockchain technology, it's just a fact that governments don't like it when they can't control their people, and Cardano wants to go into a direction where it's easier to be transparent, and wants actually to cooperate with governments and financial institutions. So in my opinion, I did invest some money into Cardano when it was cheap. I think not when it was here, but probably when it was here or 12 cents, something like that. So made some great return of investment until now. So I did sell a small amount, but not everything. But I definitely won't sell everything, because I think Cardano is a great investment, a great long-term investment, and it has a lot of potential. So that's why I am currently sticking to my Cardano. I won't sell. I think that Charles Hoskinson and his team have great potential, and this is pretty much my opinion on Cardano. So I saw many people asking about Cardano. I just wanted to give it my 2 cents on it, but keep in mind that this is just a form of, just some form of personal opinion. I'm not a financial advisor. This is very important to note. Also, if you enjoyed this video, make sure to leave it a thumbs up. That would be really great. And I hope that you have a lot of success with all your trades and a lot of health throughout your life for you and your family. I mean, Christmas is around the corner and everybody wants to be happy. So I hope you're happy. See you next time. Bye-bye.